Sup, homies? It's your boy, SkunkMonkeY, back at it again, hot off the presses with another Cultist guide. Today, it's Shoreline. Shoreline might honestly be one of my favorite maps to farm Cultists on for a variety of reasons. In my opinion, it goes blow for blow with customs in the S tier category of Cultist maps. If this is your first time seeing one of my guides, or your first time fighting Cultists altogether, I'd recommend checking out my original Cultist guide here, or my factory Cultist guide here, where I go much more in-depth into general Cultist tactics. I'll leave links in the description below as well. But, in the interest of brevity, I'm not going to explain it all again for a third time, but I will give you the highly truncated version.
And they mostly come at night. Mostly.
Hey man, I cut you up so bad, you're gonna wish I know cut you up so bad.
Why am I poisoned? Why am I toxic? What?
Tactical. Silicon carbide discs, ceramic matrices, accompanying laminates, cutting-edge body armor.
We happy? Vincent!
Yeah, we happy.
Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about Shoreline. Shoreline itself is a pretty huge map, which you wouldn't think would lend itself particularly well to efficient Cultist farming. However, the two Cultist spawn points are actually pretty close together. Cultists have a 25% chance to spawn overall, with each wing of the resort accounting for 20% of their possible spawn locations, and the swamp roadblock accounting for the other 60%. At the resort, they can be lying around in the back of either wing, in the courtyard between them, and occasionally inside or in front of the buildings. Personally, I prefer fighting them here because of the amount of hard cover available. You saw one of my previous videos, Timmy vs Cultists, where I fought them using only items from level 1 traders. I actually managed to encounter and kill them here at the resort. The second spawn, and where they'll be roughly 60% of the time, is near the swamp roadblock. This spot is considerably tougher. There isn't nearly as much hard cover, and there's a ton of vegetation for them to hide in. But seeing as they'll be here roughly 2 out of the 3 times you encounter Cultists on Shoreline, knowing the safest places to fight them from will massively increase your chances of surviving. Shoreline is also great right now because, played correctly, you really don't have to worry about bosses. Since the Icebreaker patch, Sanitar only spawns at his cottage or the pier, and no longer spawns at the resort. Obviously that could change in the future, so if you're watching this long after I uploaded it, there's always a chance they've reverted his spawns back to the original 3. The goons also spawn on Shoreline, but as long as you give the weather station a wide berth when you spawn on the east or south sides of the map, you shouldn't have to worry about them either. And lastly, one of the biggest things that makes Shoreline great for Cultist farming, the extracts. Path to Lighthouse is just a stone's throw from the swamp roadblock spawn, and the car extract sits conveniently northeast of the resort. So after you finish sweeping for the culty boys, regardless of which direction you came from, you've usually got an extract less than a minute away. So, now that you know why I think Shoreline is one of the GOAT Cultist maps, let's get right down to strategy. For most eastern and southern spawns, including Road to Customs, Terminal, the Southern Construction Area, Pier, Power Station, and Cottages, the first place you'll be heading is the resort. For western spawns, like Tunnel, Village, Swamp, or near the path to Lighthouse, we'll hit the Swamp Roadblock first. For now, let's start on the eastern side. Let's say we spawn here, near Road to Customs. We'll make our way straight west toward the east wing of the resort. As we climb the hill, we'll jump through this section of the broken fence. Be careful here, there's a Cultist spawn in this bush just outside the fence, so be ready. Make your way through and behind the resort, taking note of this little storage room here. This is excellent cover if you get ambushed, and these concrete structures can save your ass in a pinch as well. Start cautiously working your way around the back of the east wing, scanning the grass and bushes. Make sure you check around the base of the gazebo too, that's another common spot for them on this side. Keep in mind, you may run into 1 or 2 back here, and once you engage the first one, the others will generally aggro as well. So don't worry about meticulously searching every inch of the inside and the front of the resort. Once things start popping off, you'll know. Once you've cleared behind East Wing, head through to the other side. I usually jump through here, walk down the hallway near admin, and exit through the hole on the opposite side. From here, I stay left of the fenced-in tennis court and start scanning the grass behind West Wing. Don't stray too far into the middle here. This side has considerably more vegetation, which makes them harder to spot, and the last thing you want is to get caught in the open when they start shooting. You've got the same concrete structures over here, along with this utility building, which makes for excellent cover. And if you get ambushed anywhere near admin, or the entrances behind either wing, don't hesitate to run inside. If you're lucky, you'll get a cultist or 2 to push you, and indoors they're much easier prey. You can hear them sprinting, and the all-black clothing that makes him such a pain in the ass outside suddenly sticks out like a sore thumb indoors. You may still get a few stragglers that refuse to move. If that happens, carefully scan while staying close to hard cover. If you have an idea where one might be hiding, jiggle peek from alternate angles to bait out shots. Never keep peeking the same exact angle against Tarkov AI. You're just asking to get lasered. Grenades are fantastic too, so fill your pockets with them. If a cultist is within range of one, they'll usually get up and reposition. And normally they'll do it by sprinting. That noise gives them away. And if you get a shot while they're sprinting, take it. If they're sprinting, they're not shooting. If you don't have any luck at resort, exit through the broken fence on the northwestern corner. From here, we'll head to the second spawn point, Swamp Roadblock. As you approach, position yourself along this ridgeline. This is the more difficult of the two spawns to fight them at, but ironically, it's also one of the easiest places to immediately tell if you actually have cultists. A vast majority of the time, if they spawned here, one will be lying almost dead center in the middle of the road. That gives them away immediately and gives you some time to formulate a strategy. That said, just because you don't see one in the road does not mean that they're not here. As you approach the roadblock, come down from the ridge toward the small Hesco wall. You could potentially have one lying in these bushes or near this truck, so stay on your guard. Now, pay special attention to this cliff right here. This thing is your lifeline. They rarely spawn west of this wall and are much more likely to be above you, so this becomes your default cover once things start popping off. Hang out here for a bit. You might get lucky and have them push you. Tuck yourself against the rock and hold an angle on whichever side they approach you from. You can also move north along the bottom of the rock, which keeps you protected from the cultists above. Just be careful. Occasionally one can spawn farther north, close to the border of mines. If that happens, you'll be completely exposed to him, so be ready to retreat south along the wall. And have your sound cranked. The one advantage to them having all this vegetation to hide in is they'll make noise whenever they move. Also listen for the subtle sound of somebody aiming down sights. Sometimes that's literally the only warning you're going to get. Again, grenades are fantastic for flushing them out, as is jiggle peek in the top of the rock to bait shots. If you've got a particularly stubborn group that refuses to move, you can sprint south toward the road, move behind the truck, and reach the rocky hill underneath the transmission tower. From here, loop around to this ridge and peek over the top. Best case, you'll get a clean look at the remaining stragglers. Worst case, you'll at least bait some shots and get an idea of where they are. Like I said, this is a difficult place to fight them, so don't get frustrated if you die. I still die here pretty often. That's just an unfortunate fact of cultist hunting. Now, if you spawn on the west side of the map, we'll hit Swamp Roadblock first. Approach from the southwestern part of the road and scope ahead to see if you can spot anybody laying in the road. If not, carefully move along the road while scanning the bushes above the cliff. If you do get ambushed, do your best to take out whoever's rushing you and immediately sprint for the edge of the cliff and hop your way down. Just be careful not to take fall damage. The others will probably start opening fire shortly afterwards, and once you're underneath that cliff, you can use the exact same strategy we just talked about. If there's nobody in the road and you haven't encountered anyone while clearing the bushes above the cliff, it's pretty safe to assume that they're not here. From here, make your way towards the resort. We're essentially going to do the previous route in reverse. Enter through the northwestern corner of the fence behind West Wing and stay relatively close to the building. Remember, there are a ton of places for cultists to hide back here, so you never want to be very far from cover. Clear behind West Wing, hop through the hole by admin, and make your way to the other side. From here, scan the grass, gazebo, and scattered bushes while staying close to the building and the small concrete structures nearby. Lastly, check that bush outside the fence, just in case. If you don't encounter them, head northeast and take the car extract. I always recommend keeping some cash in a docs case for the car. Plus, a docs case comes in pretty handy when you start pulling multiple marquees off these guys. Now, if you're approaching the resort from the south, make your way through the front gates and head towards the east wing. Go up the small stairway in the front, cut through the resort itself, and exit through the small stairway in the back of east wing. From here, immediately start scanning the grass and the bushes, work your way toward the eastern fence by the storage room, check our favorite bush just in case, and then loop back toward admin before hitting west wing. From here, it's the exact same strategy we've already covered. And that's the plan, guys. Hopefully you get to square up with them at the resort, because your chances of a successful kill are considerably higher there. Odds are, though, you're going to find them at the Swamp Roadblock. If that happens, use that cliff and rocks as much as possible. Don't expose yourself in the open any longer than you have to, and be patient. Oh, and one little tinfoil hat theory crafting tip from me. I swear these assholes take personal offense when I start looting one of their dead warriors or priests. So if you manage to kill one near your cover, start looting him and listen. You might just get one coming over to avenge his fallen brother. And there you have it, guys. Hopefully you've gleaned some useful advice from this guide. As with my other guides, this is where the instructional section ends. At this point, you should be ready to click off this video and go hunt them for yourself. And if that's the case, then good luck. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment if this guide helped you score some sick marquees. However, if you want to stick around and see these tactics in action, I've included a few shoreline raids of my own so you can get a first-hand look at the farm. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I was simultaneously having great and absolutely terrible luck. The good news? I was getting cultist spawns so often that I genuinely started wondering if there's an event going on. I got them on my first raid, then I get on my second, and since that's obviously not a particularly accurate representation of cultist farming, I started over and got them on my fourth raid, putting it around 50% spawn rate. I tried a couple more times and kept getting them, and eventually ended up at a roughly 60% spawn rate. Sounds awesome on paper, right? Well, for some reason, their behavior was indescribably weird. They were being especially stubborn, refusing to move, push, or give away their positions at all. Unless, of course, it was to absolutely beam me with high-tier ammo. Not to spoil the raids, but quite a few of them did not go the way I would have liked. Nonetheless, we managed to win the day. It actually turned out to be pretty productive overall. So, with that being said, kick back, throw me on your second monitor, and let's get right into the raids. Alright, boys. It's shoreline time. Got my black vision, night vision on. Looks like we're on the south side of the map, by the beach. So we're gonna hit up resort first. Let's get it. Alright. Head into resort. And hopefully we don't get swarmed by scavs. It's generally a bad sign when you show up to resort and just scavs start going crazy. Because, of course, cultists will take scav spawns. Not all the scav spawns, but most of them. So scavs will be very few and far between when you got cultists. So generally when you come to resort and it's just scav central, it's not a good sign. There was a scav over here. Where he went. Inside. And we'll just head inside. And there. Can have cultists inside too. They'll be laying inside these little rooms here, generally. I've seen them in there a couple times. So we're gonna come out here in the courtyard. This is where I normally sweep for them. I just like cutting through resort just to spare myself from having to walk all the way around. But and when I was doing my Timmy versus cultist video, there was one in this bush. And it scared the shit out of me. So now I just check this bush every single time. I've got like PTSD. But it's empty. I don't think they're on this side. Generally they're laying in the grass. They're pretty easy to see when they're here, so you'd rather fight them here, of course, than the swamp roadblock. I've seen them lay next to the gazebo. So definitely not on this side. I haven't heard a whole lot of scavs, just those two that I killed. And I spoke too soon. A little too soon. Something tells me they're not going to be here. Seems like a few too many scavs. Yeah, and it's not like Ground Zero or Factory where it's just 0 scavs. There will be still scavs on Shoreline when you have cultists. But that's just a few too many. And I don't think we got any here, so we're going to head to the Swamp Roadblock. Swamp Roadblock is definitely the more difficult place to fight them, but you still can fight them with a strategy that I'll show you. Hopefully, eventually we find them there just so I can demonstrate. If you've seen any of my other videos of me on Shoreline, you know exactly what I mean. But we're gonna head there now. Okay. First thing I do when I get here is I look in the road, and wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you know it? The very first run for this video, we got cultists. And of course, there's the swamp roadblock. I believe the spawn chances for the individual places are 20% east wing, 20% west wing, and 60% roadblock. So 3 out of the 5 times that they spawn on Shoreline, they're going to spawn here, which is the more difficult spawn, just because there's so much less cover. I'm trying to find where the rest of them are without aggroing. I believe the priest is... What are you doing over there? I just like to watch him. Wonder what makes him tick. There's one there. Okay. Let's see. We find the other ones. They do like to lie in the tall grass too, so let's see if we can't scan around. We got plenty of time now. We haven't aggroed them, so this is pretty much just gathering intel. I believe there's going to be one over on the other side, over here somewhere. But it's definitely hard. Thermals would come in handy here, for sure. We're just going to scan a little bit. Nothing to worry about. As long as you don't aggro them, you got plenty of time to look around. Not seeing... I wish I could just see one more warrior. That would make me happy. Because I could just pop off 2 warriors right now. I'm out of arm stamina. So, what I normally do is try to pick one off right to start with, really quick. Because it's better fighting... Is that one down there? No. It's definitely better fighting off 3 of them than 4 of them. Warriors, that is. So, the sooner you can kill one and get it over with, the better. You greatly increase your chances. So, once you get ambushed or once you open up on the first one, try to do your best to kill it. Pretty important. So what we're going to do, is I haven't seen, I'm going to start working my way slowly over here. I don't want to accidentally aggro one. I don't know where the other ones are. And also, if you get close enough and you aim at them, sometimes that's enough to get them ready. So resist the urge to aim at them when you're super close. It's like the Enderman from Minecraft. Just don't look them in the eyes. Alright, so I'm going to shuffle real slow here. If shit goes south, I'm going to back my way down on the side of this rock. I know there's another one around here. Right around here somewhere. Ah, there's one right there. So. One over there. Alright, so. Woo! Okay, that was a little sloppy, but we got lucked out. And of course, one of the 2 warriors left has an SVD, so that's kind of scary. And hopefully we get lucky. And they push us down here. So this is what you want to use for cover. They're not going to spawn over here. They'll always spawn up above, right near the road, and sometimes over here. So ideally, you want to open up on them and hide right on this rock face. That's ideal. Just use this rock face for cover. Shoulder swap if you want. Sometimes there can be one spawned right over there, but I think with this current configuration, it might be clear. Generally, there's one laying up here. listed for running. Not hearing anything. That was a flash. I don't know why I brought one of those. Try to... This is very dangerous. Don't do this. Feel like they were in line of sight of me. They would have shot by now, so I'm going to run back down here, because I don't dare step up there. I'll just get waxed. And maybe throw one up here. Brought a lot of flashes for some reason. Alright, so can't get them to move. Sometimes it's helpful to come down this way. Out behind this truck. Run across the road. And we'll hop up on these rocks over here, and sometimes you can get a better vantage point. But we are going to be in line of sight, so... Maybe bait some shots and see if they give their position away. This is pretty dangerous ground up here. This is why this spot is... Oh, yeah. Came from this way over here. And this is why this spot sucks, because they have lots of cover, and you barely have any. All you really have is the terrain. That SVD just super scary. Yep. Right in my gut. Still don't know where he is. Hit my plate. Oh, hit my side. That's why. That's not good. Took out my side plate. That could be a one-shot if I get hit in the side. Not good, not good. I don't know where he is. I really don't want to play chicken with him. One more Zarya. This is why this is tough. I generally do not enjoy the swamp roadblock. It's okay if they push you. But as you can see, the last two are being very difficult and not wanting to push. Wish I could see him though. Yep. Being a little annoying. Try running up behind the truck. It's kind of risky. I'm getting a little annoyed now. Oh shit. Any grenades in here? Nope. Boys. There's the priest. Take him out while I'm here, I guess. Maybe that'll rile the warriors enough to come running. Arm stamina is gone. Yeah, this one's especially tough. This is why the roadblock is way worse. Wait for my arm stamina to fill back up. Love to know where he is. Oh. Whew. That was scary. Did a number on my plate. Swap that out real quick. Go. All right, so one of those bad boys left out there. Not quite sure where he's going to be, which is scary. I don't even know what he has for a weapon. There could be only 3, but I'd rather not risk it. Kind of wish I didn't kill the priest so fast, because that would be the best indicator if he got them all. The priest blows himself up, then he's the last one, so the dead giveaway that you got no more warriors. So now I gotta wonder if I have any left. I didn't get any other shots besides the SVD, so I'm super paranoid now. I did do one run of Cultist on Shoreline yesterday, and there were only 3, which surprised me. So there are 4 I would have got shot at by now, I feel like. This is not good. I'm out in the middle of the field with no cover and no stamina. But I'm just gonna sweep around. I definitely wouldn't recommend this, by the way. Bad idea. But I don't really care if I die. Like 1.1 billion stash value. I'm just doing this for the fun of it. But I have to believe at this point that was the last one. I have to. So I'm going to start looting. Got an SKS, which is nice. I'm getting low on BP, so I don't mind that. And I believe this guy had a... Yep. AK-105. Take that. Alright, let's see what the priest has. I gotta check that other guy over there, too. I didn't check him. Or did I? I don't remember. MP5. Acid green flare. And 6.3. Did I loot this guy or not? I don't remember. Double check. Well, this guy definitely looted him. Took his rig off and everything. Got that juicer ammo. You like that? Good stuff. And do you have a backpack or anything? Doesn't look like it. All right. So only 3 there, I guess. Unless I somehow miraculously killed one with a grenade, which I don't think I did. But time to extract. the first run I did for this video. Normally you don't get it on the first time. That's a little odd. But I'll try to get another encounter with him, and I'll fill you guys in on how many raids it took. Alright, boys. Looks like we're back in the exact same spawn point. Here we go. This is technically the first raid after finding the cultists on the previous one. So we're starting fresh. See how many runs we can get. Because I don't want to have the end of my shoreline guide be just one run. It wouldn't be realistic to show you getting it on my first try. It's pretty rare. So let's try again. And the next time I get him, I want to get him at resort. I don't want to fight him at the swamp again. As you can see, it's pretty difficult. Alright, see what's going down at resort. See if we get mobbed by scavs. Sneak around here. They mostly lay in the back, but you can have one or two that'll be in the front. So just gotta be on your guard. In case you gotta sprint to cover. I think I just heard a scav on the inside. Yep. Man. Whoa! Okay. Alright. Couple scavs there. Make our way through. Just gonna check over in this region. I don't think they'll be on the side with those scavs being here, but thought I saw a head. You start doing this enough, you'll start hallucinating and just seeing cultists where there aren't cultists. Gonna check this bush, my PTSD bush. PTS bush is empty. All right. We'll sweep through admin, head to the other side. Okay, here's some more scavs in the middle. Not the best sign. That's a scav, all right. Yeah. Head out here. Oh, shit. They are here. Hey, Mr. Priest. I'm going to follow you, okay? Where are you going? That's 2 in a row now. 2 in a row. Pretty rare. I don't need to tell you. So now we're just going to hang out a little bit. Listen. Normally they come running. So I know there's probably going to be one out there. Huh. If I were brave, I'd try to crawl up to that priest and loot him before. So... that spotlight sucks with night vision. I'm gonna head up the side here. They're pretty riled up. Probably shouldn't have killed the priest first. Probably not my best decision I've ever made, but... I wonder if they tweak the AI a little bit for cultists, because they don't rush me down as much as they used to. See, normally this one would be coming for me. It's just laying back down. Oh, God. Woo! That's an SPD. Oh, I heard him get up. See, they're not even... Normally when this close, he just laid back down again. Alright, there's one down. Fix my arm up. I feel like they tweaked the behavior a little bit. They're acting kind of funny. Glad I heard that one. Whew, that was close. I don't want to get flanked by any more of them. Jesus! God damn! They're just like little turrets now. They're not even moving. I figured they'd be way more aggressive, especially since I killed the priest. That's very, very odd. Oh, he moved. Now he moved. Where'd he go? Okay. Free-firing me. Nice. Is this one still here? Is that the one that was laying down over here? I'm not sure. He had different pants, I thought. I'm gonna regroup here. We change my plates. How's my plates looking? And we'll do a little better safe than sorry. There we go. Pretty busted up, but yeah, this is so strange. Normally I just get bum rushed by him. I'd like to know where that AK guy went. Or did I kill him just now? He's still got his gun, so they haven't come to... do a little cheeky little... Make sure I don't get ambushed. Don't mind me. Couple grenades and a Russian post key. Gee, thanks. Well, that kind of sucks. other ones are. Maybe out front? I haven't checked out front yet. This is odd. I wonder if they changed the AI for cultists and just had them just lay down and hide. Because they are being very, very stubborn. I should have just stayed over here and camped their bodies. Whoa. Thought that was an enemy grenade. Alright, I'm gonna run across here. This is weird, bros. Normally you don't have to go find them after you aggro, especially after you kill the priest first. This is so odd. There he is. Where are they at? Is there just one left? I don't know where you shoot me from. Somewhere over here. Oh, okay. Man, they are being super stubborn. Man. Know what I'm gonna do? I shouldn't have to do this, but... Desperate times call for desperate measures. I think there's only one left. I don't know if they changed it to only 3 on Shoreline. This is like the 3rd time in a row that it only seems like there's 3. There he is. Getting real brave, boys. Not my smartest move. Where are you, dude? There he is. There he is. And I'm dead. Nice. Well, last one. Last one got me. What did he hit me with? Oh, that's nice. Hit me with the... Nice, the Tarkov crash. That's what he hit me with. Sweet. Well, on to the next one. And we're back on Shoreline. We're going to try to avoid the goons here. Hopefully Bird Eye's not being a dickhead. Don't shoot me, Bird Eye. I don't want the smoke. Thought I just heard sprinting. I'm about to shit my pants. To the resort we go. Yet again. Oh, scabby boys. Daddy's home. I haven't checked the ambulance in quite a bit. Check the old ambu out. Ooh. Ooh. Always take a Salewa. Where's all the scavs? They haven't made any noise yet, so they're all waiting for me inside, I bet. Oh, I hear one already. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What?
Вон он, блядь, вон он, ебашь его!
Where'd you go? There you are. More ready to jump out at me? Culty boy check. Bring out your culty boys. I go check my bush. PTSD bush. Anybody in the bush? No bush. Let's see if we got anything over here. It's kind of quiet. I killed those 3 scavs and I haven't heard anything since. Anybody over here? Calling all cultists. Kinda quiet. Not gonna lie. Off to the roadblock. Alright, roadblock time. Don't see anybody in the road. Damn plane flying over. Oh shit. Oh shit. I just heard somebody pull a gun. That's not good. Stupid fucking supply drop. I heard somebody pull a knife out. That scared me. Maybe I'm hallucinating again, or... Ah! Ah! Oh shit! That dude ran me down. He's right there. He's right there. Maybe I get lucky, find the third one. Wonder where the other one is. There may be 2 more, I'm not sure. Oh. Oh god. I think that was the priest down by the truck. Fairly certain. Oh shit! Heal real quick. Gonna do a cheeky plate swap. Cheeky plate swap. Cheeky, 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 cheeky. Alright, so he's got a little SMG something or other. Something pretty nasty in it. Alright, I'm gonna try. Oh shit, was that him right there? Is that him? Ah! Wow! Excuse me? Okay. So I don't know if that's all the warriors. I don't know if the priest was the one that shot at me. That one had an SKS. Okay. Let me get... what's this guy got for plates? Level 4. Got a mod 4. Yes! Thank God. Woo! That's 4. 4 of the little shits. This guy half for ammo. SPP. Nice. Finally. So that was a total of, I want to say 14 raids, and I got cultists on 6 of them, which is absolutely insane RNG. Absolutely crazy. This guy rolled a long way, huh? What you got? Ooh. That's why that guy took so much damage. Frickin' Hetzgrid, man. It's a BP, which I'm actually, funnily enough, running out of. I'm actually just gonna take the plate out of this. Oh, maybe I'll take the whole thing. Who knows? Okay. There's that. Where's this guy? Ooh, RPK. With 60 rounders. With BP. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Take those, thanks. Level 4 plates. That one, got that one. There's one with the... Where'd the AK guy go? Is this him? Yep. Take the Geiger counter, I guess. They all had knives. That's nice. That. Take this. Take the B-pizzle. All right, Mr. Priest. Reload and probably going to end up dropping my mag here. Yep. Where is it? Where'd it go? Go. Okay. Your time has come, Mr. Man. What do you got for me? Oh. Oh. Nice! Water treatment plant, storage room key, a 314, and a RBVO. Gentlemen. Gentlemen, we did it. Yeah, it took a few deaths, a couple night cycles. But I had my revenge in the end. I got my redemption. That was actually the way it was supposed to go right there. They all pushed me, thankfully. Maybe it's because I was by that rock over there and not this one over here. So I was a pretty decent distance away from them. Maybe that's why they pushed. I'm not sure. Sometimes they push, sometimes they don't. But that actually worked out pretty good. Whew. Got some good keys out of it, too. And the extract is right over here. All right, gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this little practical exercise in cultist hunting. Hope you enjoyed watching me die over and over again. I'm telling you, cultists are no joke. No matter how many times I've done them, they always find ways to get the one up on me. And they did quite a few times tonight, but we got it in the end. We got it in the end. Got a couple sweet keys. Made it out with our lives. Didn't die at a PMCs or anything else. So, hope you guys like this video. And you know, I will see you on the next one, of course. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll check you guys on the next one. Peace.